Okay, hope you can see me, guys, again. So let me delete this one. So in this part, we are going to talk about Yeti node itself. So to create one, we need to select our dog, go to Yeti, and say create Yeti node on mesh. So we have created it. As I told previously, but again, in Yeti node itself, we have so when you will open by default, you will see it like this one. So main part that you will need first time is graph input objects. Input object is the object that are basically used for growing the fur, like our dog shape, or for instances. So if you want to add some instances, you first add it here, like add. This menu will open, select object and add. Okay, I will not do it now. So next is groom. Groom is our grooms, and you can add as much grooms as you want. So 10, 100, 1000, 1 million, so any. So just add groom. This menu will open. Okay. So and we use our groom, this one. So first one is first. So select. So we have added it. And there is also input guide sets. So input guide sets is used if you use not groom but curves. So like if I will convert this Yeti node to curves, okay, select these curves and say, hey, set, create set, okay, set 1. Let's name it set test. Apply. Close. Now we select our where's this guy? This one. So next you will add guide sets. This menu will open. Sorry. Set test. So you can just add guide sets as much as you want. And next what you will need to do is open graph editor. I basically use my second monitor for graph, so because it is a little bit buggy, but if I will close it, my Maya will crash. So, but okay, so let's use one screen only, and it is always going down, so this is not very comfortable. So just that's why I'm using my second monitor. Basically, you will need each graph start from 3 common nodes. Okay, so first is import, scatter, and grow. So in import node, you basically select what you want to make as input. In this case, I want our dog shape to be as input. So see, type is geometry. Type can be groom and guides. I think you understand what it means. So we can import groom, guides, geometry, and select in this area what we actually need. So in this case is dog geometry. So let's to see some particular node branch, you need to click this button. Okay, so I click this button and see here where Yeti fur will grow in this case. And you can see this graph is disappearing always. So what we have here? Here we have density multiplier, density, log density, seed, etc. So let's explain all one by one. So density multiplier is multiplier of density. So you can just make it 10, and we will have 10 more fur. Density multiplier. So see, if I will change it, nothing will change. So even if I have thousands. So this is working only if you connect second input some groom. I will show you later. Log density is useful. For example, when we go into rendering purposes, okay, at render stage, basically, as you can see, even by default, we have render density multiplied by 10. So what you see here will be multiplied by 10 at render time. If you don't want this particular fur to be multiplied at render time, you can where is that guy? You can just switch this log density, and even if there will be thousands of render densities, it will not affect any to this particular scattering node. Okay. I basically prefer keep render settings at 1, so that I visually can see how much fur is there. But you can also, if you will have a lot of fur, you can decrease viewport density. So to scatter node, it is not affected, but to grow node, it will affect. You will see it later. So let's leave it for 1 for now. Done. So seed is seed, so you can, if you will change it, you will see that scattering will change. Okay. Next important feature in scattering node is phase set. So what does it do? Let me show you. So I will select these phases. I will go create, set, and let's name it poly set. Okay. Apply and close. Next we will go to our Yeti node. Okay. And I will input this name to this array, poly set. So now, as you see, scattering, so fur grows only inside that set. So basically you will use it anytime, because for example we don't need fur on the nose. Okay, so you just create set with all the area excluding where fur must not be visible, like this area, nose, I don't know, this area, this area. So we'll just exclude in phase set and grow only where you need it. Okay, so this is very useful feature. So yes, you can paint texture map and use texture map to grow, to say Yeti where you need for where not, but it will eat more memory. So basically try to avoid it and use phase sets. Okay, next is important feature. It is basically useful for feathers, for pigeon. This is distribution. As you can see now, it is distributed randomly, and feathers and even hairs are growing more uniformly. So you can use these relax steps to make grow uniform. So see, if I will increase it, it will try to maintain distance between growing equal in each between each points. So even if I will go again to my graph, where is it? This one, and this, if you will use obey phase set, it will cut points that is going how to say in English, from the region of your set. So currently, if I will go to our poly set, select set members, see, we have even points outside our phase set. So what if you will use relaxed steps and you mask it out in facet in the nose, you will have fur on the nose. Okay. If you don't want it, you need to use a base facet. Okay. Now it's cutted all the points outside our facet. Okay. Now, for example, I am happy with this setup. Let's go to next node. Let's close it. Grow. Okay, so we have this grow fur. Next thing what we need to do, as soon as we have our, where is that? By the way, let me 1 second. I will add some. Let me hide all this. I will add some curves to my groom node so that you can see how it affects. So I will add here, here, maybe here, I don't know, here, just like that. By the way, important feature also, see this update frequency. So currently it is very hard for me to sculpt because it is very slow. You need to switch to on release. Okay, and now it will only update after you will release, so it's much more faster. So basically use this mode. Okay, I have added some curves. Let me again delete these guys. I will delete it, I don't need it. And again mirror. Let's return to our Yeti graph. Next thing I want, so see, currently it is just short fur and our groom not affecting it, not affecting at all. So what we need to open our graph, create import node, select groom, import our groom shape, and connect it to grow. After connecting to grow, our fur will have the length that we have sculpted in our groom node. You will see it. See? So now we have lengths that have our strands. But they are not following direction, right? If we want to follow the direction of our groom, next is second node, comp node. So you need also to attach to comp node some second input. In this case, this is our groom, so I will connect it. Sorry. Now you see that this curves, this fur is following our fur, but of course now it is not sufficient white curves, so fur is just trying to approximate between our few strands. So I will add one more, maybe here, and I will try to like that. So see, it starts to I don't know why this guy is not affecting. But they must be. Okay, anyway, some bug is here, but okay, see, now the fur is following. So it is very interactively processed, so you can visualize how looks your fur in real time. Just add in and combine. Okay. So even if I will to that direction. Also, you can currently try to approximate between infinite number of whites. Okay, so sometimes it is needed to decrease this radius. To do this, you can use this slider. So I will show you. See, it will now. Let's find some numbers because dog is pretty big. Where is it? 10. Strange working. I don't know. This currently working some strange, but basically, okay. Let's add some more. Let's add it. Except this guys. Some strange happening with this node. I don't know what is happening with it. So maybe something is broken. So let's delete it. Okay, I will. Oh, sorry guys. This is let's delete it. Okay, and use this one. Something broken in that particular node. But to use this guy, we need again to go to Yeti node and add input grooms to this guy. Select. Next, we need to go to our graph and replace this new guy. Okay, this one. So currently we have this, and let's see if radius of influence is working correctly. Yes, here it is working correctly. So see, it affects only fur that is not far away that this value. So 5, 8. So see, it only affects fur that is nearby. If I will add, let's confirm your strand. 1 second, I will scale it down. I will add this guy. See, it now with the radius of 8, creating. Let's decrease it to 6. Let's change it on release. I will just isolate it, scale the brush, sculpt it. Okay. So now you have an idea how it is working. Okay, like this one. What next? Next, let's see our Yeti graph. So of course you can, by the way, let me radius of influence, let's switch to 0 for now. You can also, for example, use these values with random spread. So if you will use this value, it will just randomize the weight. So now not all the curves are following your grouped direction. So we just use some random value. Also, let me get to 0. Spread also sometimes is useful. It just makes some sort of explosion of the hairs. Next, say is next here. Combo attribute common. Okay, so for core node is always one thing is important. This section. So first of all, of course, you can, when you grow your hairs, you can specify, for example, and I suggest you to make it always, to make some random length. So for example, minimum is 0.7, maximum is 1. So right now some hairs have length of 1 from your groom node. 1 is 0.7. So important in this segmentation. So see all this in world units, and let me add some crumple node so that you see it visually. So Scraggle node. Let's turn it on. Let's make Scraggle so that it's much more visible, like I don't know, 10. So this node I always use as well to add some curly details to the fur. And if you will go again to grow section, and let's make segment length, for example, 5. Okay, so now there is not much segments in the fur. So always look at that area so that fur strand have enough segmentation. As the same as you have in groom node, same here. Just look at this because it is very important. So let's change it again to, I don't know, 0.2. So currently it have more divisions. What next? Important is also some attributes nodes. You can have as much attributes as you want, custom attributes, and you can use that attributes in Yeti graph itself, or pass it to render engine as Arnold for shading purposes, or I don't know, for some purposes. This attribute node. And for example, remember we draw some custom attribute, and it is called with fur. Okay. So right now I want this attribute to be, but it is, let's make some difference so that it's not white. Okay, so now we have this attribute painted, and now let's go to our node. So basically you will need to, let's delete this Scraggle node, I don't need it anymore. So for example, let's add it somewhere here, attribute, and I will connect second input to our groom node, this one, and I want this attribute to use in my Yeti graph. So let's open attribute node, sample groom, and input here with fur, and some name, for example, my attribute. So, and now let's try to use it to somehow affect our hair length. I don't know if it will work, but I think it will work. So let's try. So we take our attribute, our grow node, and lens. We have this lens multiplier, and let's try to make this dollar len. So this is not working. By lens len. I don't know why it is not working. Sorry. I don't know. Okay, so this is our attribute. My attribute. Let's try to see if it is visible at least. Okay, it is visible. So see, now we have our attribute working. So we have long hairs where we have this attribute is 1, and we have short hair where we have painted. So let me demonstrate it to you. So I can just again set it to this value. See, this is now a lot more shorter. So you can interactively edit it, add, increase. I don't know. I want very long hair. So very long, like this. It is very long. Okay, let's set it again to 1. We don't need. No, sorry. Set to 1. We don't need such long hairs. So you can create as mesh attributes, and you can use it in Yeti graph and in shading purposes. If you want to use it in shading purposes, you need to go to attribute. See this attribute, my attribute. So you need to Control C, Control V to this area, my attribute, and switch this guy on. So like that. And then in Arnold, let's go to Window Rendering Editors, Hypershade. This one. Next we will add shader, i.e. utility where is data color. Okay, and if you will put that name here, Arnold will take that from Yeti node. Okay, and for example, you can create, I don't know, let's create shader eye hair. Let's select our Yeti Maya, select eye hair, assign, and for example, we want to shade our hairs using that attribute. So for example, these long hairs will be white and that short will be black, or whatever value we use there. Okay, so just open shader and connect other. Okay, this one. So I will use out color red in this case. Into where is the color? I need root color. Okay, root color. This one, and tip color I will use also this one. Okay. So we have connected it. So let's create some light, some directional light. Let's scale it down to see it. Some light. Now we have some light. Okay. Next, let's go to render settings. One thing you always need to do before rendering is go to of course our Arnold render, our system tab, and you need to add path to this procedural search path. So you need to I have this path, so it is just Solitan, oh not Solitan, sorry, program files, where is that? Program labs, Yeti. So this is basically bin folder. So you need Control C that value and pass it here. Hope it will work and we will not crash. So let's save our scene file in case it will crash. And let's do some render and see. Not much visible for now. And 1 second, I need to select our assign some shader because rendering is stopped. Part2 assign. I don't have textures, I guess. Let's check one more time. Okay, now it is at least rendering. So now let's go to our my yeti node and let's increase render density to 10. Next we will go to our yeti node, our yeti graph, this one, and increase scatter density to, let's say, 10. Where is our hairs? I think 10 will be too much, so let's make it 2. At least I don't understand, is it shadows or this is our hair color? So let me 1 second, I will go to extra attributes and will disable self shadow. I will disable in render settings cast shadow and we will try to render it out. Okay, as you can see, this fur is black, this fur is white. So our attribute goes directly to Arnold rendering engine. Okay. Next important rendering feature. So basically, if you want to have nice fur, I will just return it. You need to switch on eye opaque and you need to use this value. This is very important. Yes, what are you trying to type in Skype? Prakash, what was you trying to type in? Oh, okay. This is value is important. So see how currently our rendering is looking. So let's save it and let's turn this 0.5. And with same anti-aliasing settings, with same settings, let's try to render it out. Let's see. It will take much time to render, but it will look more natural. It will look not so jaggy. It will look very. So see, we can see these hairs. We can see all that small details.